Hey there, Taurus. Welcome to your reading for, this is your September bonus reading, so we are going to jump right in here. You start with this Winds of Change card. It says your surroundings will undergo a transition. You also have this King card. It says authority and diplomacy. So some of you are going through a change. I feel like some of you are kind of like in a changing environment, and this is basically saying that you're going to have to use authority and diplomacy to get through the changing environment. And so, obviously I would do that, right? Although I feel that this is a positive change that's going on for you. And it just feels good to me. I even feel really good about that devil, believe it or not, because the devil is showing up in the area of what's on your mind or like your thoughts. And I kind of feel that some of you are just thinking about like habits, things that you do every single day, things that have been holding you back, things that have been keeping you stuck. And again, I kind of feel like this is, like a really good thing for you. So, you could just be more introspective, or you could be kind of examining yourself more. And, obviously that would be a good thing. You start in your general energies with the Seven of Pentacles. The Seven of Pentacles, of course, is a change in direction. We do see a change in direction here. You have the Lovers, and you also have the Three of Wands showing up here as well. And also your crossing energy is the Judgment card. So, these cards can definitely represent change. Even the Lovers can be love, of course, but traditionally Lovers was called a choice. And, I look at it as a card of being at a crossroads, having a choice or a decision to make. So outside of love, we can interpret the Lovers as like an old choice or a new choice, or an old decision and a new decision. And the other funny thing is that both of these cards, the Judgment card and the Lovers, have the higher self angel at the top of the card. So what's popping into my head is that you've been looking at something, analyzing something in your life, wondering if something is worth it or not. Could be love, could be business, could be whatever. And then we have the Judgment card. It's like you've been called to change in the past, right? And, I think that your higher self, or your higher self angel, or whatever you believe in, has been like kind of calling you into a new life, or has been calling you towards a new life. And I feel like this is kind of like saying that you haven't made the change. But I guess the good news is that in the area of the very near future, which is where the Lovers is showing up, that would kind of tell me that you're making a change. So, again, I'm not too worried about this Judgment card. Not that it would be bad. The crossing energy is what hurts you or helps you in a Celtic cross. So as long as you make the change, you are helping yourself, is kind of the way to look at it. And so I feel like this Judgment card is saying that you've already heard the call, to upgrade, make changes. I feel like you're solidifying things in your life more as well. It's like there could be certain aspects to your career, your business, to yourself, to your love life. And I feel like there are certain things that you can do that would make yourself more legitimate. I always say people, I help people in business all the time, and people always ask me, should I get the an LLC? And I'm always like, well, yes, because you're kind of like, by doing that, you're, from a spiritual perspective, you're making it more legitimate. You are literally doing something to ground your idea here on earth. So, and it's not always true. That's just like one example, right? So sometimes I think there are like steps that we have to take to make something legitimate. And that's what I feel here is it's like there are steps that you're taking to make something more legit. In the area of what's on your mind, you have the Devil here. It is interesting that we go Devil, Lovers to the Seven of Swords. I'm not a big fan of that, of course. To me, I personally look at the Seven of Swords as a good card, but, the way I read tarot is I look at every single connection that's going on in the reading, and this right here would definitely make the Seven of Swords more toxic, you could say, right? And so I kind of feel a couple of things here. We're going to clarify. We're going to see what comes up, of course. But the Devil, of course, can be toxic energy. You could be wondering if a person that you're interested in is toxic or a liar, cheater, stealer. I always tell people, if you're thinking that, there's probably a reason. It's like I read for people every single Monday with the lovely Bonnie, and all the time I get people who are like, is my person cheating on me? And I'm like, well, it really doesn't matter if they are or they aren't, right? Because you obviously feel like something is going on. So, you need to trust your intuition, because there's probably something going on. Whether they're cheating or not, there is something going on because you feel different. And, I kind of feel that here, especially for those of you that are in a relationship. For some of you, I feel like your relationship looks great because we go Two of Cups, Lovers to the King of Swords, which would be be very positive, going this way. But going this way, again, if you're in something where you do feel things are off, then I would also pay attention to that. Again, we're going to clarify. We'll see what comes up. You do have the Two of Cups in your foundation. And, the Two of Cups is a very solid foundation for love. So if you are in a connection, things could be fine for the most part, but maybe the Two of Cups says there needs to be communication. Again, if you feel like there's something off, then I would communicate, right, and see what comes up, because maybe it's just, maybe they're just thinking about something. Like I'm sure you've all seen those memes, right? Like, have you seen the meme where it's like the lady and the man laying in bed, and the voice bubble for the lady is like, oh, he's cheating on me, because like the guy is like laying on his side like this, and like in his mind he's thinking like, oh, I didn't catch any fish today when I went fishing, right? So it's like sometimes there really isn't anything wrong. We just have to open our mouths, because it's like maybe the person is like off in la la land, or maybe they're not realizing that they're being closed off or distant or whatever. And the Two of Cups is all about communication. If you want new love, then I definitely feel this could be a new connection that's coming into your life. You've been getting love like crazy. And, obviously love doesn't just happen. You're going to have to do things to go and get it, but love is available to you. Next, in the area of the past, you have this patience card. You also have this intuition card as well. I kind of feel that razor's edge feeling. That's like the best way I could describe it for you, Taurus, is that some of you, it's almost like you can sense that things are changing and that things are coming into your life, maybe things that you want and desire, but it's like you're on that razor's edge. You're very close to tipping over to things like moving in your favor in your life. And I actually feel that can create a lot of anxiety for people when it's like you can sense that something is close, but you also can't see it, or it's not here yet. And so the good news is that this is coming up in the past position, and it is the energy of what you are moving past. So I feel like you are moving past it. The Fool would kind of say you're taking a leap of faith off of the razor's edge. So I do feel a lot of you are finally going to see some progress this month, probably making more progress, seeing things grow as well. It's weird. I looked at that white rose, and the white rose on the Fool represents purity, but I just heard the word growth when I looked at it. So, you definitely could be something growing, or seeing, getting more progress, right, on the things that you're working on, which would also be amazing. Next, in the area of the very near future, you have this orbiting space. It says something or someone is orbiting you, can't make this up, wanting to make its presence known. There's definitely a person that wants to make their presence known. This has been coming up for like weeks for you. You have this temptation. It says, what is tempting you at this moment may not be a wise choice. Devil and the Seven of Swords. So I would take a look at your temptations. This could be something... this could be something that's totally unrelated as well. It's like there could be other temptations in your life that if you were to indulge those temptations could pull you away from love, right? And I'm not talking about just a person either. I think that all the Taurus readings talk all about love lately, and it does not have to be a person. I think that your connection to your heart is literally the only thing I would focus on if I were a Taurus. That's it, right? Is like, how do I feel about things? And so it's like, I know that if I eat pizza, for example, I'm not going to feel very good after. And it's a major temptation for me, right? Because I really wanted to be the inventor of the pizza diet. And, I really wanted to make that happen, but it just doesn't work for me. So what I would say here is that I think that there are certain things that it's like you kind of are tempted, but they aren't necessarily good for your heart. And, I kind of feel like the Lovers is talking about the choices that you make. Definitely could be new love coming in for you with the Lovers. And again, I do feel if you are attracting something new, it's probably more divinely guided. I feel like some of you don't even know. I feel like some of you don't even know that this is going to happen. Some of you maybe have sworn off love as well. But, again, I can't tell you how many readings I've done where people are like, oh, I don't want, I'm never going to have love again. And then, the next time I talk to them, they have love. So you never know, right, what could happen. Like I said, for most of you, though, I think that this is talking about your choices and, making sure that you are not being tempted by things that are going to lower your vibe or slow you down or make you sick or, whatever the case may be. Next, in the outcome row, you have this Moon Cycles card. It says patience, 2 cards of patience, basically, because this card also said patience. So you have both patience cards. You have this Moonlight card. It says enchanted on it. So there could be some very fun times coming in for you. You end with the 3 of Cups. The 3 of Cups is all about celebration. I'm wondering if, the 7 of Swords is coming up in the area of what your next few months. And so the Seven of Swords comes up a lot. I have an interview later today on a podcast, and one of their questions is, what's the card that comes up the most? What do you think I'm going to say? Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords comes up for everybody. I really feel the Seven of Swords comes up right now because the universe wants us to look for better ways to do everything that we do. I think it's just that simple. So if you are trying to start a business, or if you're trying to grow your business or grow in your career, the Seven of Swords is a card of tactics. It just says, is there a better way to do whatever it is that you're doing? And if the answer is yes, then do it. And also, it's a great card for trying new things. So a lot of you could be doing that. The other thing I'm getting here is that if you are getting in a new connection, I would be careful of like external influences. The Seven of Swords, he's doing something very carefully. He is carrying those swords by their tips. So he has to be careful and delicate with what he is doing, right? And so I feel that, and he's also like tiptoeing away. So he's really being careful with what he's doing. So if you do meet a new person, this could be saying that it's going to be important for you to kind of like approach the connection carefully and to protect it and all that other good stuff as well. Again, we're going to clarify. We'll see what comes up in just a second. Next, in the area of your closest relationships, this is all relationships, you have the Three of Wands. Three of Wands is a card of expansion and growth. So I feel like I feel like all your relationships are evolving and growing. I feel really good about this, actually. Sometimes I feel the Three of Wands can, believe it or not, be a little bit slow. It is a card that says, like, what are you waiting for? But in your reading, intuitively, I feel your connection to the people around you is rather positive and expansive and growth oriented. I even think, like, if you're working with people with that Three of Cups is a card of a harvest, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But it's like I really feel the people that you're working with probably have your want growth. Like if you work in a group, I feel like everybody wants to grow. Which is great because that means that you will create the growth that you desire. I even think that some of you could be traveling or, kind of like going on trips to see old friends or new friends or whatever the case may be. So if you're traveling, that looks good. You have the King of Swords coming up in the area of your future feelings. I love this for you, for sure. The King of Swords is very discerning. He has a lot of knowledge and wisdom as well. So it kind of says that your future feelings are ones of kind of like law and order. He is a card of law and order, and this would say that in the future you are feeling like you are very balanced, like you can make decisions in the right direction. He also has these butterflies behind him, and it kind of would represent going through some sort of transformation. I think it's interesting that you have the Seven of Swords, very delicate and fragile. When you think about it, when a butterfly first comes out of its cocoon, it is very fragile. A butterfly is very fragile. They are basically, their wings are paper thin, right? And so I'm getting something here, just in general, about fragile and something being fragile or in a fragile state. And I don't want you to take this the wrong way. I don't think it's a bad thing. I think what it's saying is that something that you're working on or doing is just in the beginning stages. And so whenever that comes up for me as a reader, I always say that it would be a really good time for you to focus on structure, right? So obviously if you could improve the structure of things that you're working on, then they'll be stronger. And that's what I would focus on with the King of Swords. It's coming up in the area of your future feelings. So I kind of feel like you are focusing on, making things, creating better structure. You have the Three of Cups as your outcome, so celebrating and also feeling like you can have a celebration. Three of Cups is a card of your community, the people you work with. They're celebrating this harvest that's going on around them. So I feel for a lot of you, you could also be, celebrating a harvest, and this could be a financial harvest that you're having in your life. But let's see what the clarification says, and let's see what you get. That deck is upside down. With the Seven of Pentacles, in the Judgment card, you have the Three of Wands. This could say, what are you waiting for? The Judgment card says you're being called to something greater. And so with all this, here and here, that this could say that you could, kind of like take the leap of faith right now. There's really nothing to wait for. The Three of Wands, he sees this opportunity in front of him, which are those boats that are out in front of him there. But he needs to like swim out to those boats and go on the adventure because those boats are going somewhere he's never been before. And I feel that would be a good time for you to do that, to explore. With the devil, you have the Three of Swords. I'm wondering if this is like a past heartbreak that you're worrying about. I would also say if you're getting into something new, then I would definitely protect yourself from like any past people or any past connections. Remember what I said. It's like this looks very good, but this is a little sketchy going down here. And so you could be getting into a new connection. And again, we were talking about something being fragile. And I feel that as long as you protect the connection, everything will be fine. And what I mean by that is as long as you protect the connection from external influences, right? Like friends, family, that speak negatively about the situation, right? If there are people that speak positively, that, speak life into something, totally different story. The other thing I would say is that I would make sure that you are healed with that Three of Swords. The Three of Swords is all about healing your own heart. You have to pull those swords out of your heart and so that you can heal. And that's what I would do. With the Two of Cups, you have the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, like I said, this looks like a very fortunate connection going this way. It could be an Aquarius, Scorpio, or Taurus, or a Leo, or a Sagittarius that you're attracting. Could be a Gemini as well. Could be a Capricorn. I don't know. It could be any sign. General reading. But I feel like it's a very fortunate connection. Two of Cups would be someone who's very different than your usual type. So, Two of Cups would usually represent someone who's different. King of Swords could be someone like older than you or someone who just is very mature in life in general. So I definitely feel this is a solid connection. I kind of feel like you're not expecting this. Like, and again, I'm not trying to be like clickbaity here. I always say that, but I do feel that this person, it kind of like might happen more unexpectedly in the sense that you're just not looking for it, right? With the Fool, you have the Tower. You always get this with me, Tower and Judgment. Tower and Judgment is the most powerful combination in the tarot. It represents a major revelation or like a major wake-up call happening in your life. And so a lot of you in the past might have already had a major revelation or kind of like a major wake-up call. And, I always look at these two together as kind of a good thing. It's like a big light bulb moment that you're having. I also feel, the thing about the King of Swords is that he has genius ideas. So your ideas could be very important for you. And we don't see a lot of money cards here, but I do feel that some of you could be having ideas that really do kind of improve your finances significantly. So, if you have any light bulb moments like around business, your career, whatever you do, I would really work on those ideas. And again, they might be in like a fragile state in the sense that you have to build structure around the things that you're thinking about, but I would do it. With the Lovers, you have the Ace of Cups, so definitely a love offer coming in for you. Again, if you're looking for it, I would put yourself out there. This isn't going to magically happen. You have to do something to make it happen. So I would make sure that you're putting yourself out there if you want love. For some of you, I just think this could be very random. It's like, like maybe your friend is like, oh, my brother's interested in you or something like that. So, it could kind of come out of the blue in that sense, right? It could be like maybe you have a friend and they're like, oh, I met this guy and he'd be perfect for you. Or I met this girl and she'd be perfect for you or whatever, right? So I think that, I would be open to those types of things. Whenever I have the Three of Cups, I always say, be open to socializing as well. You could just be socializing. You could go out with friends and meet a person. So definitely very good for a love connection, especially if it's new. With the Seven of Swords, you have the Nine of Pentacles. Again, more good money stuff. So Nine of Pentacles is a card of gratitude and luxuries, and it's also a card of working on your finances. She also has these grapes behind her, and a lot of the readings for you, Taurus, lately have been about your skills, and so the grapes in the tarot represent something that's very difficult to grow, but it kind of says that you have specific skills that could make you more money. So I feel that you might have skills that can make you very successful, and this could be what you're building structure around. Here's the other thing that I'm getting, is that you could be building structure without even realizing it. Sometimes I think we learn new things, we maybe get a job where we have to learn a new skill, and then that new skill kind of lifts us up in the future because maybe we use it for something else, right? So what I'm trying to say is there might be a connection between like what you're learning right now in your future, but you just don't even see it yet. So really good. I like that a lot. Again, you might be learning something and you never know like how you could use it in your own life later. With the Three of Wands, you have the Four of Swords. Four of Swords is resting, relaxing, recovering. I would definitely heal. Again, if you're looking for love, like that Three of Swords would say that you need to change your mindset about negative connections. It's funny. I saw this video the other day. I can't remember exactly what the lady was talking about. She was talking about something and about love, right? And she was basically saying that, if you meet a person and they're speaking negatively about, past connections, that should be a big red flag. And if you yourself are speaking negatively about past connections, that should be a red flag to that person because it kind of says that you're not over it, right? So if you're thinking negatively about past connections, it might be a good time to heal so that you don't, and so that you can find something good. With the King of Swords, you have the Hangman. Again, with the knowledge and wisdom, he is hanging from the tree of knowledge and wisdom. The King of Swords is the card of knowledge and wisdom. I feel that you have learned something, or you are learning something that is creating a transformation in your life. I mean, Tower and Judgment is a major change, a major shakeup, a major revelation in your life. The good news is, of course, the tower showing up in the past, so it kind of is saying that the tower has already happened. But I don't even worry about the tower when it comes up with Judgment, because to me that totally changes the meaning of the cards. It basically, I mean, not really, because the tower can be a revelation, so can the Judgment card. But together, they really represent this light bulb moment. He's having a light bulb moment. He is having a genius idea. His head is glowing. So I would pay attention to whatever pops into your head. With the Three of Cups, you have the Six of Wands. Yeah, being celebrated. Like I said, I get this just general sense of being uplifted and lifted up in general. I also feel that if you're working together with groups of people, on a project or a business or whatever, I feel like all of you are kind of being elevated, or kind of ascending in certain ways. I don't know that it's necessarily like some super spiritual ascension thing going on here. I think that just in general, you are kind of being lifted up with that Six of Wands energy. So yeah, it looks really, really good. But let's see. You have this broken bridge. It says unsuccessful outcome to a problem. Could be a past connection that you need to heal with the Devil and the Three of Swords. So I would definitely, work on your healing. You have this basket. It says recognition, reward for merit. Six of Wands, Three of Cups, right? So that would definitely be recognition and reward for the work that you're doing on yourself. Love it. You have this Weeping Willow. It says family sorrow on it. I'm pretty sure you get this card with me all the time. But, again, I think some of you could be healing something, or maybe that's what needs to be healed. Three of Swords and the Devil could be like toxic triggers, toxic things that you were raised with. And that could be what you are healing from with that energy. You have this Teapot. It says deep friendship with someone of the same sex. There is a lot going on here about friendship, support. We see that a lot in the reading. And even the Lovers could just be a person you love, like a friend, right? So I feel some of you, there could be important friendships that are helping you. You have this Target. It says a goal-oriented person. I think you're achieving your goals. Six of Wands would be you achieving your goals, achieving the things that you've been trying to achieve. This one heck of a reading. I love it for you here, Taurus. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your week.